Hey guys, welcome back. This is the second in a 12-part series designed to help you effectively prepare for your LIBF Unit 1 exam. In today's video, we'll be looking at the personal life cycle. Thanks for leaving a like and make sure you subscribe for future videos. Within this video, we're going to look at needs versus wants. We're going to look at the personal life cycle and also look at incomes and milestones across the personal life cycle. As well as that, we're also going to touch base with external factors which affect the personal life cycle. So let's have a look at what the difference is between needs and wants. Well, needs are things that people need to survive, i.e. things like water and heating, shelter. Whereas wants, on the other hand, are things that make life more enjoyable and can also change as circumstances change. Now, at all stages of the personal life cycle, incomes are likely to be limited. They are a scarce resource, apart from if you're a very rich billionaire, of course. Needs and wants, however, are likely to be unlimited. People have to decide between the purchases that are essential, therefore, the needs, and those that are not, the wants. The diagram on the screen shows the several stages that we go through throughout our personal life cycle, through childhood to older age. Now, the important events or milestones in the personal life cycle that may affect our personal finances are things like leaving school. When we leave school, we have the opportunity to gain employment. That will likely rise our income up substantially. We also can potentially get promotion later on within our profession, and we may unfortunately be made unemployed at some point. Later on in the personal life cycle, we may choose to retire, and therefore that will also affect our personal finance because we may not have that stability of a regular income. Now, a key term that you'll need to be aware of as part of this unit is demographic. Demographic is the study of statistics such as births, deaths, income, or migration, which illustrate the changing structure of human populations. So how significantly will incomes change throughout the life cycle? You can see here we've got a graph which shows age along the x-axis and income on the y-axis. So within early childhood, our income is likely to be low. We still generate an income because our parents are able to claim child support benefits for us. As we approach adolescence and our early 20s, we might be getting a part-time job. We might, of course, be leaving education, going into a career. We would start on the bottom of the career ladder, we'd assume, and therefore our income will increase. But as we get into our 30s, we will start to develop that career, and our incomes will go up accordingly. When we reach middle age, we might increase earnings substantially. We're now stable in our job. We have developed our career. We may be approaching management, director level roles. And this is the stage we'll also potentially be raising a family. So even though our income might be going in very quickly, it may also be going out fairly quick too. As we reach our pre-retirement stage, our incomes might be going down slightly. We might choose to go down to 2 days a week, potentially, before we then retire. Now, we still generate an income for ourselves through, hopefully, our pension pot or investments we might have made earlier on in the life cycle. But as you can see, it makes that nice arc up and then down towards retirement. So, what sort of things may affect this arc? Well, it depends whether we're a risk taker or we're risk averse. For example, the investments we make, if we're a risk taker, may get us a significantly increased return compared to if we're a risk averse individual and we only go for safe investments. Our income level could therefore increase significantly if we take more risks. Another thing to consider is that the life expectancy for a female born in 2010 is 83, whereas for males it's just 79, and therefore the income that we generate over our life has to, of course, last us through retirement up to the point at which we die. So, significant milestones, important events in the personal life cycle which will affect our finances. Leaving school, as we mentioned, will give us the opportunity potentially to start a role, start a job, and start gaining an income. We also may choose to go travelling at some point, and therefore we might have an extended period where we might not have a high income. In fact, we're living off our savings. We might choose to buy a house or a car. That could potentially give us the opportunity, with a car at least, in order to go to a job which is further away and potentially better paying. But of course, buying a house will mean that we have significantly more outgoings. Marriage will be extremely costly, whereas divorce may also be costly. Promotion will give us the opportunity to increase our incomes, whilst unemployment, of course, will mean that we're potentially more reliant on the state to provide an income for us through benefits. Retirement, on the other hand, is a stage of your life cycle when you are really dependent on the state for the state pension, but also upon any investment or saving you've made throughout your working life. So, what external factors are likely to affect an individual's financial position? These sorts of factors over which people have no control. Well, one thing we have no control over is tax rate changes. It could be that tax rates increase, and even though our income remains the same, our net pay or our pay after deductions could go down significantly. Likewise, if tax rates are cut, that would increase our take-home pay and our PDI, our personal disposable income. There could also be changes to school ages or working ages or indeed the retirement age. The retirement age at least keeps going up, and therefore that means that we are working longer and therefore better able to save for our retirement, as retirement may be actually a shorter period in our lives. Natural disasters could, of course, be a huge potential external factor. Pandemics, just like the COVID-19 pandemic that we've all lived through, could have a massive effect on our financial position. As we know, many people were unable to work during the COVID pandemic and claimed as part of the furlough scheme, but many were not eligible for the furlough scheme and therefore had to dip into their savings. Inflation is very high at the moment, and therefore it is affecting people's purchasing power, and the cost of living is increasing substantially. Recession also means that potentially people are spending less, they're watching every penny they have, and therefore businesses aren't doing as well and potentially may make people redundant. This, of course, means that those people who are made redundant do not have as much personal disposable income, which of course starts the cycle of decline, where businesses once again don't do as well. So, 3 multiple choice questions to check your understanding of this topic. The first one: at which of the following stages of the personal life cycle is a person aged 25 years? Is it A, childhood, B, teenager, C, young adult, or D, mature adult? The answer to question 1 is C. The young adult stage of the life cycle typically covers ages 18 to 25. Question number 2. At which stage of the life cycle is someone most likely to get married and or have children? Is it A, during young adulthood, B, mature adult, C, middle age, or D, late middle age? The answer to question 2 is B, during the mature adult stage. That's aged 26 to 40. This is the stage of life where someone is most likely to get married and or have children. The third question is: which of the following is an external factor during the personal life cycle that will significantly affect an individual's position? Is it A, attitude to risk, B, deciding to start a family, C, increase in the bank rate, or D, starting a new business? The answer to question 3 is C. The bank rate is decided by the Bank of England and therefore it's an external factor. If we look at the other three, they're all internal factors. They're factors over which we have control. So the only one which we don't have control is increases in the bank rate. Make sure you subscribe for future videos and hit that banner for the next video in the series.